Hello, it is I, your trusty news reporter, Dharma, also known as the Entertainer, also known as your Demi-Omni Queen. And today, on today's latest news, we are out to expose my bestie friend, Forest Child, aka Saturn Aries, aka Bear Bunny Hat, and all of those other crazy usernames. Now, let us get on with it. Hello! Yet again, it is I, your very trusty news reporter, and today I am out to expose my bestie. Yes. So, today is 3 classic stories about me and my bestie, and some wacky hijinks that we've gotten up to together. So, let's get into it. Mwahahahaha! Okay, so, the first one that we have on this list is, one that, I found incredibly funny at the time. So, essentially, we are Roblox buddies. We are friends on Roblox, we play together all of the time, we play over FaceTime. Like, one of the things that we do the most is we FaceTime each other on our phones, and then on our iPads, because we're iPad children, we, play Roblox together. Or Minecraft, depending on whether or not it's really working with us. But, yeah, so that's one of our main ways of bonding. Well, one time on Roblox, I introduced her to a game called Welcome to Bloxburg. Now, Welcome to Bloxburg is known as being a, not necessarily mundane, but meant to be an everyday life simulator. Kind of like The Sims, except you are the sim. Dun dun dun! But yeah, so basically you just take care of yourself, you do hygiene, and like food, and sleep, and there's another one, fun. Yes, the most important thing. And, so yeah, so it's one of those games. The only thing is that you can't die if these meters get too low, but you do get, like, you know, you've got to imagine that your poor little avatar is just all like, please, feed me. But yeah, so it's a fun game, and one of the things that you can do is you can add things and take away things from your house at any time just by hitting a simple little button to go into edit mode and then editing it. Well, what I had decided to do was, I had, kind of behind my bestie's back, watched one of her favorite shows at the time, which was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Incredibly good show, 10 out of 10, would watch again, probably am watching again. But yeah, and it was an incredibly good show, and she kept on telling me about it. She was like, oh, it's such a good show, you need to watch it, you need to watch it, you need to watch it, you need to watch it! Which, you know, is understandable when you're very passionate about something and you want your bestie to get in on it. And over and over again, I was like, no, la la la, you know, kind of like that. But at one point, I secretly decided, fine, and I decided to turn it on and watch it. Now, I'm not much of a show/movie person these days, mostly because it takes up a lot of time, and personally, I'm usually busy doing something else in order to make the time feel fulfilling, because I have a problem with relaxing. But that's a story for another time. But yeah, so I decided that over the phone with my aunt, we're just gonna call her Aunt Star, because she is a star, Star and I, we decided to watch the show together, because she was also a really big fan of the show and hadn't seen the last season. So we decided to watch it together. And about, I want to say like 4.5 seasons in, I decided that I would have some fun with Forest Child. So what I did is, in Bloxburg, I built in my closet. And in this closet, there would be these little stuffed cats. And basically, whenever we would play together, she would be able to ask each of the stuffed cats a question about what show or what I'm doing, basically, that she needs to know about. It was basically for her to find out my big secret, which I kept taunting her with, and she was like, what is it? And I'm all like, you gotta do my secret hunt, and she was all like, please stop! But I personally found it fun doing the little hunt, and it was a few sessions later, when I was a little bit further into the season, maybe in season 5, I can't remember exactly, there's like 8 seasons, Although I do remember it was like about halfway through. And so because of this, she kept asking, what is it, what is it, what is it, what is it, what is it? And I was all like, I won't tell you, I won't tell you, I won't tell you, gotta figure it out. And it went back and forth for a few PlayStations when we did Bloxburg. Until she was all like, wait a minute, you're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? And she was all like, oh, and I was like, oh, and we were all like, oh. And yeah, and that's how we begun sharing in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, and we started chatting up about it all the time, and it was so fun getting to tell her. And I was all like, because I had originally waited to watch it. I was originally going to wait until I was like in season like 6 or something to tell her for some reason. I'm not really sure why I did all of this in the first place. I don't know. I felt like making it into a grand surprise. I don't know. I'm a weirdo, but in the best ways. And and ever since then, we've been sharing in the joys of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all the goodness, and we have several role plays dedicated to it, and the whole entire Marvel universe itself, so it really, I feel like I had a fun time. I'm not sure how much of a fun time she had in trying to figure it out, but I felt like I had to make a grand entrance almost, but like a grand telling of my secret, which was that I loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and my favorite character is Agent Coulson, and yeah. But yeah, and I think I felt this way because I had waited so long to do it. Like, for a while there, I really was, like, for several months, I was like, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it. And I had waited just long enough for it to fade from her mind a little bit, so when we both finally were all like, yeah, I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was like, oh, yay! Woo! We can experience the watching of these traumatized characters together, and so, yeah, it was super fun. I enjoyed it personally, and I feel like it built our relationship. So, yeah. So, another thing that also built upon our relationship was a few years ago. As a surprise to me, because I was completely and utterly unaware of this, she was coming out for a week to stay at a hotel up here in ye olde Virginia, because she lives out in Texas, and, you know, she be Forest Child living out in Texas, and I'm up here in Virginia, and at the moment anyway. And so, it wasn't near my birthday or anything, so I didn't suspect a single thing. At least I don't think it was. And my mom told me that one of her friends was coming over, you know, because we had met this friend before, and so I figured, hey, she was probably just gonna fly out and we were gonna see each other, because my mom and her, they're like bestie friends, or like very close friends anyway. And so I was all like, oh, she's gonna see your friend for a little while. So I figured, oh, well, that's fine. And so, you know, we cleaned up stuff, you know, made stuff pretty, things like that. And, you know, it dusted stuff off, you know, the typical thing for when people come over. And, you know, once we were all looking sharp and stuff, my dearest friend Forest Child had texted me a few days before that, is it okay if I FaceTimed you on, I think it was a Wednesday or a Thursday, I can't remember. Let's just say it was Thursday, because I really like Thursdays. So she was all like, hey, can I call you on Thursday morning? And I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna have to see, because, you know, my mom's friend is coming over, and so, you know, me being the oblivious little sheep I am, I was just all like, oh, well, you know, I don't know, my mom's friend's coming over. So, because of that, you know, I was just all like, and on the actual morning when, you know, my mom's friend was supposed to come over, I heard something weird outside. Now, I was originally sitting in my room, and yet again, she had texted me all like, can we call? And I was like, oh, well, my mom's friend, she's gonna be here in a few minutes, so I'm afraid not, sorry. And so, because of that, you know, I was just so, like, I felt bad, because I really wanted to call her. I always want to call her when she hits me up, but sometimes it's just not possible. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm really sorry, but I can't. And then suddenly I hear howling outside. Howling. like howling. And instantly I was all like, wait a minute. Mrs. Cheeto? Mr. Treestein? Forest Child? And by the way, just to fill you in, Mrs. Cheeto is Forest Child's mom, and Mr. Treestein is Forest Child's dad. And so I was like, I immediately knew, as soon as the howling started, I was like, it clicked immediately. I was like, oh! Oh, well, I know exactly what this is about. And so I went out the front door, and I was greeted by a Forest Child, and, you know, like I said, Mrs. Cheeto and Mr. Treestein. And so I was like, you're not my mom's friend. And so, yeah, and so, they got to come inside, we had a fun time, and then the best part of this happened. After, you know, we chilled for a minute together, we were all like, Bestie! Bestie! Hug! Pat, pat. Sorry, Gravity Falls reference. And, after that, I lost my train of thought. After that, my mom came in and she was all like, alrighty, pack your bag. And I was like, huh? I'm sorry, what? And, it turned out that not only were they staying in a hotel in Virginia, which was awesome, for a week, but I was going to be staying with them in that hotel room for a week with them, waking up to a messy-haired Forest Child, and I would also be messy-haired because, of course, because I'm always rolling around in my sleep, okay? Like, that's just life for me. And so, yeah, and so we spent the whole entire week together, and it was awesome. It was fun times, and, yeah. And one of the amazing parts of it is, this is kind of a story for another time, because I have one last story to get through before this is done, because I must expose my bestie. A cool side little thing here, another cool thing about the trip was that it was, her dad is a pilot, so, we didn't get to go on a commercial plane or anything, but, we got to fly in a little rented plane that they got, they rented a little plane so we could fly, and that was my first time ever being in an airplane, and I was there with my bestie, so yay! So, here's the last story, where I'm going to expose the truth about my bestie, and you will finally see her dastardly deed drawn out into the light. And I'm sorry about that weird cut there, my timer went off and it did the thing, and it was upsetting, okay? Just trust me. But anyways, her dastardly deeds shall be drawn out into the light. So, let us get on to this. So, this was back a very long time ago, I forget exactly when, but for one of my birthdays, if you didn't know, the whole how me and Forest Child met in the first place was, this meetup group, and it's basically where a bunch of homeschool kids, and, you know, of course, the moms or dads or whoever was with them that time around, would come and convene together at a local playground, you know, just a random little playground that, you know, was near one of the moms of the kids. And, you know, Mrs. Cheeto, who was the host of this, she was kind enough to rotate where the playgrounds were to try and be close to each of the moms. So that was very nice of her. Just a little side note there. But the whole main thing was it was my birthday party. Alrighty, and me at this point were closer friends, because as you'll note in my Bestie Circle video that we kind of started off as frenemies, so this time around we're a little bit closer. So we were at this particular playground, and there was a slide that I was slightly afraid of there, and basically it was a very tall slide, and that wasn't the part of it. No, I'm not afraid of heights. but the part of it is the actual design of the slide. On the inside, there was these little rolling pins on the inside that you would actually slide down. That was the actual sliding part, were these rolling pins. And I think it was like meant to make you go faster or something of that nature. Or maybe it was just weird. I don't know. And it was these rolling pins all the way down the slide, you know, like I said, maybe to make you faster or something. So I climbed up it for once, and I'd already gone once or twice on it before without injury, you know, everything was pretty fine, so I had grown to trust it a little bit. I was still apprehensive of it for a moment, but I decided, what's the worst that could happen? So I slid down it. Now, I must admit my memory's a little bit fuzzy here because, well, I have no idea what happened. But what I'm assuming happened is on the way down, I went too fast. And what ended up happening is that when I reached the bottom, I slid off and bumped my back on the end of the slide. Is what I'm guessing happened. Now, I could be completely wrong. And somebody else who was there might have remembered it better than me. But, as soon as I stood up, I was in incredible pain. Intense, blinding pain. And poor little Darmy, kind of, you know, decided to take a knee and just kind of flopped onto the ground. And so, yeah, I kind of laid there with, you know, making soul-escaping sounds. And immediately upon the hearing of my soul escaping, everybody came over. Immediately. Like everybody, it'd be like in one of those movies where everybody turns their head all at once in the same direction to see the same thing. That's basically what it was. And everybody was all like, oh no, the poor Darmy! And so everybody came over. And, you know, it wasn't a very fun moment for me, but what I wish to expose my bestie for in this particular memory is her coming over, and I'm guessing she sat behind me or crouched behind me, I couldn't see her, and what she did was, she was all like, it's gonna be okay, in like the sweetest voice ever, dang it, and she was like, it's gonna be okay, in like the sweetest, dangest voice, and stroked my head. That's the point of the story. And that's like, wow. Just to take a side note here, like, that is like the sweetest thing anyone has ever done for me. Like, thank you. And also, for you guys, the faithful viewers here, I just wanted to say that you guys are awesome as well. But also, like, Bestie, this video was made for you. And like what the title says, I'm not exposing you for dastardly deeds. I'm exposing you for being the bestest friend ever. Woo! Yeah, girly! Woo! But, yeah, so that's all the stories I've got for today. There's plenty more stories where that comes from between me and my bestie, and I might talk about them later. Like, maybe next year for another video where I out my bestie for being the sweetest person ever. Like, thank you. You are awesome. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is just... So yeah, I don't know, I felt like doing it up real big this year. So, yeah, you get a birthday video, you get birthday fan art, also, she has, for the audience out there, she has a DeviantArt. Go ahead and check that out in the description down below. She has a little DeviantArt, so go ahead, give her some watches, follow her, give my girl some love, okay? Give Saturn some love, alright? But, yeah, so, thank you for being so awesome, Bestie. Thank you for being one of the sweetest, kindest, most awesome people that I know. You are smart, beautiful, amazing, and, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for always being there, and I hope that we will stay besties forever. So, yeah. Cheers. Clinks juice. But, yeah. So, if you guys in the audience would like to support me in all of my future endeavors, then go ahead and check out the link to my podcast down below. Write what you want to read, draw what you want to see. Over there I do professional writing and digital art tips and tricks and all sorts of goodness, Monday through Friday, unless of course something goes wrong, like I'm sick or something's going on in my personal life, which I'm sure you all can understand. But yeah, I do professional writing tips and tricks and what not to do's, and I do trope talks, and I also do digital art and how-tos and all sorts of fun stuff and fun look at perspectives and tropes and all sorts of other things from yours truly. And and yet again, please do check out my bestie in the description down below as well. She is amazing, she's rocking it. And so I will be seeing you all in the next one. Go on and be rainbow-tastic, my Magic Pants Collective, and I will be seeing you all in the next one.